Hey, today.
Hey, William. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Be right back.
Hello.
Hello. Morning, morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I see everybody here, at least the maintainers. So, welcome. And this is the planning call. And I'm gonna share my screen to kick it off. There we are. All right. Before we start, anybody wants to mention something important that should be taken into account while we do planning? Or anybody wants to drop off earlier, so we accommodate for that? No? All right, let's do it as usual. So let me go to the board. On a high level, there was the release, the 4.0.0 release this week. I wasn't participating too actively in that, so I'll let someone else introduce that and say what is the big changer there. Maybe Mauro or Chaka, you were working mostly on the release.
Technically, I think there's no difference, as in the Kairos init is the exact same version between 3.7.2 and 4. That points out the fact that we are focusing now on publishing only Hadron artifacts, but the exact same setup works for all other distributions, since Kairos init didn't change, right? So I think that's a very positive aspect. And then on the Hadron side, is we're just missing to. There was a small issue that you found out that the version of inside Hadron was pointing to 001 when it's in realistically 003. So we're gonna have to do a patch release to include the correct version number. I think that's mainly the big change we've been discussing about the amount of published artifacts.
We will also
Right.
need to do a small patch because Ludea just reported that he has the same issues on RPI when upgrading. It just fails to boot and falls back to passive. So we will need to do a patch release anyway.
Do we know what the problem is?
Well, he found out about the SD card driver not being in the kernel and enable it for us. But other than that, there shouldn't be any other issues. So we just have to check that on our Raspberry.
But the fix is in. Yeah, but the fix is in. So this is not
the fix will be in, indeed.
All right. So there is something else needed. Okay.
It's something else, yeah.
And regarding the version, it's only aesthetic, let's say. So it's really Hadron 003. It's just that it reports the wrong version. If you check /etc/Kairos release, it will say that it's the base image is Hadron 001, which is wrong, right? Just aesthetic, just to clarify.
Yeah, technically, but if anything is depending on that mechanism, it could break something, right? Like you can see here, the names of the artifacts is the wrong name as well.
True. Yeah. So yeah, this is really 003. If you go and check the code, if anybody tries to debug, you should be checking 003 for the code that built these artifacts. But yeah, we're gonna have a patch release soon, hopefully, so this is not gonna be an issue. And just to remind everybody that might be watching this recording later, we removed them from the release artifacts because we now have lots of tools and easy ways to build your own artifacts. And I'm just reminding people maybe the most straightforward one, because you can simply copy our pipelines and reuse the same reusable workflow. This is the one, I think, right? So
yeah,
if you go to GitHub workflows, this is what we use in the Kairos repo to release, and you can simply copy our workflows and build whatever flavor you want. This is exactly what we were using to build all of them. We're just keeping that in release to simplify things and have faster iterations on the Kairos side. And with that, obviously, we encourage people to use Hadron, right? Because it has a lot smaller artifacts. And yeah. All right, this is about 4.0.0 release, which was the big thing this week. Let me check the done column. Update the image. Actually, let me say that already. This ticket here is an epic where we refactor the operator, and many of the tickets we're going to see in the done column are part of this. I'm going to explain in each one of them what happened, but the next release of the operator is going to have breaking changes, and people will have to take care when they upgrade, because the OS artifact part is not going to look the same. So we changed the UX of it. It's all going to be in the docs and in the release notes. But keep that in mind that we're changing how it works, because we're adding a lot more features to on how the operator builds artifacts, and that required some UX changes because the keys didn't make much sense anymore after introducing all those things. So we will have examples and all. Just keep that in mind, that if anybody tries to upgrade when we release that soonish, they should take care and change all their OS artifacts if they have any YAMLs around. Having said that, let me jump into the done column. So image matrix, other docs. This is about removing the multiple flavors, right? And leaving only Hadron.
Yeah.
This one as well. Cloud images now are Hadron images. To remind everybody, doesn't matter what image you get. Actually, there is one more small improvement. I'll explain. So when you try to spin up a VM on public cloud, you get to reset to whatever image you want. So it doesn't matter if we are publishing Hadron images. You can. It's all in the docs. It's documented. You can specify in your Kairos config that you want, on the first boot, you want to reset to an Ubuntu image, for example, and then you immediately get an Ubuntu image on the disk, which means it doesn't matter what flavor we publish in the cloud providers. You can always reset to whatever you want. That's why we only publish one thing. It's just the core Hadron image. And now, by default, it creates a bigger state partition. So the images we push, I don't remember exactly the size, but that means it's going to fit bigger images, because Hadron is small. So if you by default, the installer, when we create the cloud images, we take the base image of Hadron 3 times, one for each of active, passive, and recovery, plus 100 megabytes, I think, for some configuration, and that will be your state partition. But now it doesn't do that. It creates a quite bigger than that state partition to accommodate for other images in case you want to, for example, reset to Ubuntu, which is a lot bigger than the Hadron one. That's for anybody using cloud images in public cloud providers. Yeah, website updates. Maybe is there any big change people should be aware of regarding?
Before you used to be able to select the flavor or the distribution. So if you go, for example, to 372, you're going to be shown.
Yeah.
It's having this silly crash at the moment. I gotta check that, but those are going away. So in the new ones, you will not see this selector anymore.
Oops. Oh, it's a JavaScript
Yeah,
crash?
you have to refresh. I need to look into that issue.
Yeah. Or so, did we also deploy the new docs site this week? We never mentioned that. I
I
think.
think so, yeah.
Yeah. So this is Docusaurus now. It used to be Hugo based, what did we call it? Doxy. Now it's Docusaurus. We've been discussing that for a while now, and finally it's here because it's easier to manage versions and I think also variations of snippets, if I recall correctly. Maybe I can find an example, or maybe later. And also the blog is different, visually also. Yeah. All right. Land page. We also changed them. I think the Hadron website, right? This one is new.
To use also Doxy, but this one didn't change much in style, except that now we have the official Hadron logo.
Yeah. So this is the final one.
Yeah.
All right. Non-official distros community repository. Did we do that? Move non-official distros to community repository. Didn't move anything, did we? Because this. Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, originally we were planning to just keep building them, but on another repo, but we decided to just push Hadron images and let people build it themselves. Yeah, small bug. I think I just closed it. It was not a valid thing, but no, it was a stale. Yeah, they were discussing it, but there was no verdict on what the problem was. If anybody comes back, we can debug. Yeah, while working on the OS artifact, it's delegating to Aurora boot, and I found some fields in the configuration of Aurora boot that was duplicated, so I deprecated the one of the two, but the other one still works. It just prints a warning. This was a request. So in some systems that generate Kairos configuration, they have their own headers, and Kairos expects the first line to be the cloud config header. But some systems put, I think it was a Jinja header. What was it?
Yeah,
no.
Jinja.
Yeah, and they want some flexibility, so we check the first some lines, and we're trying to find the header there. And there is a pull request that fixes it in Yip. Is it consumed in the release 4 though?
It's not in 4. It is in the latest version of Kairos init, but like I mentioned, we didn't bump Kairos init. Yeah.
All right. So in the next one might be when we bump Kairos init. So something like this should work after we include it in the release. All right. Dead overlay UEFI option. Some options that didn't even work. Documentation for documentation for Aurora boot on how to extend the ISO. It was completely missing. And this is what I was referring to, part of the spec. Maybe I should just show the final one, or just let people read it in the docs. The only thing I'm going to say here probably is that there is a section down here which is called Kairos Operator, and it describes all of that. And if you go to a artifact, you're going to see how it is right now. And heads up, if you go to the Kairos Operator, we have a branch called V010 prep, and that's our base for the upcoming release. So all the pull requests we're opening are against this branch, and this is what's coming next, and it's changing the UX a lot. So one thing that is still left to be clarified is whether we stick to this documentation page, because the problem is the Kairos operator has its own versions, and when we have, for example, breaking changes and things like that, like it happens now, if I go and upgrade this page here, nobody will know how it used to work in previous versions, and there is no mention of a version of the operator here, so nobody knows exactly which version it refers to. So this version is for Kairos, but the operator has its own versioning. And we were discussing in Slack, and I think my opinion is that we should move this back to the repo. So the operator should document all its features in a README and files in the repository, and we should link to that from here to keep it like a single point of truth, and have a version through tags and all, right, in Git. If you all agreed, we can do that. I can start doing that, because I'm going to change it a lot, and nobody will have these docs anymore, and the new docs will not work for the old version of the operator. Yeah, we don't have to decide exactly now, but that's the next thing I'm going to do after this call. So yeah,
The only problem I see is that examples are not gonna be auto-updated by the release versions of Kairos.
I have a question.
Mhm.
I mean, it might be a stupid question, but why don't we align the version to Kairos? Versioning number.
you're talking about a monorepo now, William. Yeah, I agree. I thought of that. The thing is that, I mean, they are honestly different projects, right? So the changes I'm making to the operator don't require any changes in Kairos itself, which means if I want to release the new operator features, we're going to have to cut a Kairos release, although nothing changed in Kairos itself. So
No, you're right. Absolutely right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just documentation is gonna be, like I said, have old versions of Kairos, because you're probably not gonna be updating it every time we do a new
yeah.
Kairos release.
Yeah, and I think what you said, Maro, about examples, that's why I think we should always link to the operator repo. So we move all the docs there. I already did part of this, because you had the operator documentation spread all over the doc site. So I changed all the references to point to this page, to this section at least. And by doing that, this is the single point of truth, this section here. So if we move it to the repo, it means we shouldn't have snippets of operator examples like this, for example, here in other places in the docs. We should just link to the operator repo.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at the same time, that's why we moved to Docusaurus, so you could have a second drop down somewhere, choosing the version of the operator, and then you would have everything dynamic, right? But because the problem for me with sorry.
And then combinations, like, because you already have a drop down. So what if I'm in 3.6 in the Kairos and I want the other version of the operator? I mean, would I be able to choose?
Yeah, just like you were able to choose different versions of flavors, right? You have to refresh because of the. Before you were always able to choose the Kairos version, and Ubuntu 2004 or Ubuntu 2204 gives you more dynamic functionality in that sense. While, for example, if you do a link right now that points to a certain page in the Kairos operator, and then you remove that page, and the next release that Kairos is going to be pointing. The old release of Kairos will be pointing to a broken page, right? And that we will always forget to update. It's not
Yeah, but
very
you have
dynamic.
that always with the docs. Like, if someone links to this page and I remove it, let's say external, right? Like someone writes a blog post and links to this page and we remove it, we just broke. So that's why we don't remove pages in docs, but we redirect them and
Yeah,
say
but
this has been moved here and there. Right?
But you cannot do that in readmes of GitHub. While here on the docs, you can do that.
Oh, you
All
can
I'm saying is
do
that
something
I still feel
better.
this is a lot more powerful than having it in the README.
What you can do is that you can link to the permalink, and if you are really if it's really important that it always stays like that, when you want to link to an example, like let's say this page, you just do the this copy permalink thingy, and you point to the version you wanted, so it never goes away.
Yeah, you can. I'm just saying people will forget and not use it like that, but yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we can take it offline. It's not yet decided. I tend to find this a little bit complicated. Have two drop downs, especially for people that don't care about the operator. Seeing another drop down there, it feels a little bit confusing to me. But yeah, okay. Let's. If anybody wants to say something, feel free. Otherwise, we can decide offline on the Kairos Slack. Docs, clean up duplicated docs, just cleaning up. Kairos init used to have a README, and then we also documented it in the docs. Now the README points to the docs, and it's a very lean one in the Kairos init. Again, the same. This is the document describing the new UX of the operator, and I just merged the last PR this morning, so it's closed. If anything pops up, we'll treat it as bugs or improvements. Yeah, clean up.
Docusaurus.
Yeah, Docusaurus. Same thing, I guess. This is the migration. This is pushing only Hadron images. That's the 400 big thing. Adapt docs to reference Hadron because they were referencing other flavors, I guess.
Yeah.
This is part of the epic in the operator. Post to let users know. Did we create a blog post about that?
Yeah.
All right, that would be in Kairos blog post there. This, right? Okay.
Correct.
All right. Another feature added to the operator. Now you can push the intermediate OCI artifact, the OCI image, to a registry with credentials. NVIDIA AGX shoring docs, fixing things or introducing it. I think it was there before.
Yeah, it's a fix. I don't remember what it was, but comes from Jasper.
Okay. Another feature added to the operator, you can now, you will be able, after release, you will be able to build trusted boot artifacts, providing your keys or generating your keys. And then a bug fix that made Mac builds to not work because we're excluding everything that wasn't Linux. While what we wanted to do was to exclude Windows. So it was a fix, and that's a fix in the SDK, meaning what does this affect? The logger. The logger of whatever uses the logger, which means all the binaries, but who really needs
That's
that?
just a build thing. So because the logger tries to load some systemd libraries to check if there is systemd in the system, you cannot build that under Windows or Darwin, right? So that just makes it so it only builds under Unix.
But you would be building for Linux like a cross build, right? Because otherwise, why would you build a Darwin Kairos agent?
It's just if you build, for example, the Kairos CTL under Darwin and you are bringing the SDK, it will try to compile everything behind it and it will fail because, there is no whatever systemd journal method under Darwin. So you just can build doing that.
All right. Yeah, Kairos CTL is probably the only binary you may want to run on anything, on something that is not Linux. All right. And remove link in examples closed in favor of something else, or already implemented,
correct.
I guess. Yeah, okay. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to archive this. And then let's see. Okay, we didn't have time to check this with the configuration fields, but we've been doing lots of changing in the docs, so I guess it didn't make much sense to do small fixes like that while everything was moving. Maybe this week we can try to implement it. Also need some check to see which options we don't really use. Kairos Workshop macOS adaptation, I think it's done and merged, or am I wrong?
I just haven't had time to review.
Okay. But it's now part of Kairos IO. It used to be in my own under my own account on GitHub. We moved the repo here and renamed it, and this is the pattern we're going to be following for workshops. So they stay permanently and can be reused, or people can pick them up after the workshop and retry them or whatever. Edit of pages, it was a bug in the docs. When you clicked edit this page, it was taking you to the wrong 404, the wrong link on GitHub, and this is done. Can we actually merge it? Did anybody approve? I think I did. Yes, I approved.
Nice. Yeah, then you should be able to merge already.
Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I like clicking buttons.
Nice.
And that I can merge. Then, all right, this is gone. The next one is add support for Oracle Linux. I moved it here. It's not done. So the ticket is to add support for it. Obviously, it needs more work on Kairos on it, but the reporter also created a first PR to support it in Yip, and I wanted us to not forget and have a look.
That is super cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Oracle Linux is really a Fedora-based thing.
No, but they use the DNF installer, no?
I think it's heavily based on Red Hat, right?
Yeah, it's based on Red Hat with Oracle stuff, but they use the same installer.
Yeah.
All right. And are we fine with such a short name? I'm not sure if it's clear to people that OL means Oracle Linux.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I don't know. I would say Oracle Linux here, but anyway, we can review
put it in the review. Yeah.
Well, that's just for Jeep internally, right?
All right. Yeah. I didn't check. That's why I'm asking. I wanted to check where it's used. If it's not user facing, yeah, maybe we don't care much. And that's the first PR, obviously. We have to check if Kairos init will need more changes to support that. For now, he says
I think we should merge that already.
Yeah.
I mean, simple as it is, we don't really need too much from the Jeep side for that. Just identify and choose the proper package installer. That's it.
Yeah, I'll let you approve. I want to check first. Yeah. All right. These are under review. Let's go to in progress. This one was about docs, and I think I've seen something from you, Chaka. Is there anything left?
Yes, this is so the package part, the package layer, it's already in there in examples, and it's being built and tested, but we need to try to transform that into a 6x, which is a bit complex, I would say.
All right. Kairos landing page. What's happening there?
These are changes on our homepage, actually. So just to adapt to everything related to Hadron.
All right. And William, I've seen some action from your side on Capi.
Yeah, I have pushed. So we have now the K3S and K0S single node clusters for KubeVirt and vSphere. For CapK and CapV then. they work. I would like to do a little bit of polishing and release an alpha, but I don't know if we want to go through some review first, some QA. I'm not sure how to approach it.
Because it's gonna need some artifacts, I guess. Maybe cut the alpha. Nobody cares it's an alpha, right? If you tested it already,
Yeah.
and we QA that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking actually. So I don't know if anybody else wants to have a look before we cut the alpha, but I think an alpha is fine because you already tested it, and we should plan for the upcoming steps. So the next step. So this is the single node cluster.
Yeah.
And we can maybe already do a first release of those providers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but just saying, yeah, this is only supporting single node clusters for now, and it's gonna be a very small version for now, right? So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, I would love to have at least one bare metal. I'm looking at Tinkerbell. I'm looking at Metal Cube, but I also don't know if that makes sense so early. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, but maybe we can start an alpha with the Cap K and Cap V.
And regarding docs, what do we have right now?
Documentation. It's well, I can get to it. Let's see. I think it's not that bad.
Let me check. What is the repo? It's called. It's under. What is it called? Kairos. Yep. And all the documentation is what we see in the README, right? And these links.
Yeah.
And it's all in the rep. Okay. All right. So we have already some docs. All right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Should I put it under review then? So we check.
Yeah. Okay.
And please start pinging people if nobody gives you any feedback in the next couple of days, because that means we forgot. Okay. Feel free to
Could we
annoy.
Could we have a quick, I don't know, like demo on how that is supposed to work? Because to be honest, for me, reviewing it would be a little bit hard at the moment because I don't even understand the proper architecture or copy and all of that. So I would mostly just trust the work that you've done. But if it's somehow explained, then maybe I can already focus on that idea that you described.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I just try to organize something in the Slack channel?
Perfect for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
May I suggest that since we mentioned it in this public call, if it's fine with everybody, we allow other people to jump in and either see or ask questions or provide feedback. So how about we make it also a public call in a couple of days, because this recording is going to be out. I don't know. It's not going out immediately. Mauro, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
so
normally at the end of the day we get the recording. Yeah.
All right. So how about Wednesday Wednesday or later, we do a demo in a public call? William, is that okay with you?
Well.
That is okay.
Nice. All right. Thanks. Okay, so we'll wait for your invitation, see the demo. Maybe we can also review some things before that. But yeah, really nice. All right, so there's nothing else in progress. So what do we do next? Let me go to the board, GitHub, Kairos, to the planning board in the roadmap.
Is this the? Are we? There is an issue that was raised by the community regarding labels. Is that something that we are going to discuss, or?
Yeah. Sorry, is there a ticket in here? Here, right? Yeah.
I think it's under borderline.
Yeah. Let me bring it up before we go to the roadmap. So, let me sum it up. So what this is asking is that we label the Kairos nodes in Kubernetes so that people can actually pick them up when they have hybrid installations, I think, and I'm not sure what else was the use case. But what we want is what the operator currently does. So when you spin up the Kairos operator, it creates one pod for each node and it labels the node. So it changes the node and adds labels to it if it detects it's a Kairos node. And I did it exactly because I wanted to be able to tell which nodes are Kairos nodes. So when we run a node op or a node op upgrade resource with the operator, that we do that only on, we can filter only Kairos nodes. So this is pretty much the same use case, but the suggestion is actually improving on that because it's saying, how about we have the labels as early as possible without even actually deploying the operator, which makes sense, right? You could have a cluster with K0s or K3s without having the operator, and you still may want to know which nodes are Kairos nodes.
Yeah.
And we can do it earlier. And I think, William, you already suggested 2 hooks, let's say, 2 points in time where we can actually label them.
Yeah, I've been looking at it, and there are 2 ways that we could do it. There is a host level node metadata patcher. So to start, this must be done at node registration. So at when the K3s or K0s starts up the first time, and it cannot be done afterwards. So we can use the cloud config for that, and we can add the labels, and then populate and that will be sufficient. But it can be done early, but then it's not ideal for RBAC. So what we can do, we can drop manifest inside we can read the Kairos release and create the manifests, properly formatted manifest in the directories for the manifest deployer of each Kubernetes engine. And that will, the only problem with that is that it runs slightly later than the start of the service, but it should be okay because the K3s or K0s will declare ready once all the manifests have been deployed. If they are required. So I think that I like more the option B personally, but I'm open to objections.
I also like more option B. Yeah, I mean, it moves the responsibility of this first into the proper place, I think. Even if it's a bit slower, it's the way of doing it, I think, right?
Yeah, I think,
it's
exactly.
A standard, I will say. Yeah. So we don't hide these things from the users because that also allows us or the user to override that, maybe. If they don't want those node labels, they could overwrite that file or expand it.
It's not really, Chaka, because that file will be created on the fly.
Okay.
It will be created by provider Kairos according to the Kairos release. And even if the user adds some labels as argument in the cloud config, also those will be added to those files that are created on the fly.
Okay.
I think it's a cleaner option. Yeah.
Yeah, still it's in the provider, which I think is what it should be.
Yeah, for me, it also sounds pretty good like that. I'm just wondering, how does it work when the node has been upgraded? Does that mean that we would pass the responsibility to the Kairos operator? Does it mean that you have to have the Kairos operator for those updates? Because if I understand correctly, we bootstrap only once. So when would we be creating the upgraded labels of a new node?
Of a new node at time.
Like, let's say that I just installed Kairos 4.0. I put those files in the directories you mentioned. I get my labels. That's great. But now I'm going to go to 4.1. I guess those labels need to be upgraded or updated.
Yeah, well, those they are not really updated. It's immutable, so they are actually recreated.
That's because we
No.
want to put way too many things in the labels. That's what I was trying to find. So what the operator currently doesn't have any versions. It only puts
Right.
one label, and that label says this is managed by Kairos here, right?
Okay.
This is the label we had, but the request here wants too much information. So I'm not sure if it's like replicating the Kairos release, right?
Yeah, but
And
that's
we have
exactly
to.
why my question comes, because indeed, as you're mentioning, William, it's not that we're upgrading; it's a new system, but we are not running the bootstrapping anymore. The old bootstrapping only runs on the first one. So there needs to be a mechanism, I guess, that needs to replace the old labels to the new labels, but I don't know exactly how that would look like.
Yeah, but I think it should be. I need to look into.
Maybe we just need to edit Bootstrap, and have the one of Bootstrap and the upgrade Bootstrap, or whatever we want to call it.
That's a new hook, right? It's a bigger
Very bad
change.
name. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just pointing out if these kind of changes are going to be needed, because we have had discussions on other topics. What happens when people do upgrades related to K3s and K0s?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I see open questions here, and the implementation becomes quite more complex if we start having to update versions.
Or maybe it's
Yeah,
not needed. Maybe we just need the original number, but I don't know how that would also impact, right?
Yeah, I want to take a look. We might. I don't think we can update it on restart of K3s or K0s.
Let me write a comment there, and we follow the conversation there, and we figure it out.
Yeah, in that issue, and then I'll follow up.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys.
But this part is easier. Just to make it clear, I think this part is easier, and if the reporter is okay with this as a starting point, I mean, this is the hard part, because this needs us to have something on upgrades. This is easy. You just label it once as it appears, and we don't change it later. It's all fine.
Yeah.
So this is the discussion. I mean, about this part, versions and all, right, and annotations.
Yeah, I'll take a note for myself as well.
Yeah. All right. So let's take it offline. That's then maybe it's under discussion. So I'm not sure if I should pull it above the waterline. I will do it now. So we discuss before the end of this call where we want it. This is. Can I close this? Kairos release 4.0. That's done, right? It was at least in progress.
That's for the release. Yeah, though we need the patch. So if you want, keep it in doing.
All right. And why does it have so many open PRs? It was just mentioned. Sub issues. No. Wait. Landing page that's in progress.
Yeah.
Copy. Okay, it has a different life cycle. We already discussed, and this is the quick start.
Yeah, because the videos are now with the betas, and the betas didn't have ARM. So.
All right. So this is in progress. Yeah. Okay. Let me. We have two things to do in 15 minutes. One is to go and check the upcoming release and see what we need. First of all, let me check this one. This is what I had open, I think, right? That's the same ticket. Yeah, that's the same ticket I had open. And the upcoming one, just to start introducing the stuff from the next release. But we do have some cleaning up to do. I mean, we already discussed. I'm doing things on the operator. William has to prepare a demo and also check the labels. Mauro, you are doing docs upgrades and the ticket we just saw, the recording. So there is some, churn around 400. So I don't see us picking up way too many tickets from here. I just wanna start introducing the next release and what we're gonna work on. Tore, we said we want Coco spikes in 401, right? And they're not here already. So I'm going to just mention them.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing some investigation on confidential computing. So it's just going to be, so it's to improve, let's say, the security aspect of Kairos. We had some spikes and some documentation a couple of years back. But it wasn't picked up by anything. I mean, in Kairos specifically, so it was just documentation. But things have moved a lot since then, and our documentation, which maybe I can find. Can I find it? What am I looking for? Confidential computing setup. Maybe this page. Yeah. Okay. These are probably outdated now. And we have to go and check the state of things because they have improved a lot and some of the hacks we did and workarounds are no longer needed. So it will start like that, just getting up to speed with the current state of things. And then maybe we will come up with more spikes and ways to add features to Kairos around confidential computing. This is not reflected in this page. We're waiting for Ettore to probably introduce some of the tickets here, which he had in mind. But other than that, we have quite some tickets. Let's try to identify lanes. What's the topic of this release, Ettore, the way you structured it? I see tickets that have been moved, like lower priority features that came up while working on the done tickets. For example, this one, Kaneko, is archived, so we want to look for an alternative. It's not blocking anything, but it's nice if we have something that is better maintained. I see this is done. I see.
Yeah, there are tickets for consolidation Hadron. Then, the net booting with UFI.
Where is it? Net booting.
And then, we have this ticket about OS Builder with node selector. That's basically a follow-up for the operator now. I don't know if it makes sense again, but yes, this was a request for the OS Builder.
This is quite old. Should allow arguments for the builder deployments. That's already the case in the node op upgrade. I think it covers for that, if I understand the ticket correctly. Running builder norm is incomplete, but the workaround for setting up. Yeah. We want a nested field.
Yeah, because if you have hybrid clusters, then it starts to make. So if you want to partition somehow.
I don't remember what. Yeah, there's another ticket. Yeah, we have to do that. Okay, I mean it's already part of the release, so we won't forget. But I think I have to remember how it worked. Probably we already. I mean we have label selectors for the upgrade.
Then that should cut it then, because the main ask here is to have like a way to partition upgrades, right, to different nodes. If we have node selectors there already, then it's covered.
I'm not sure if affinity settings are part of the node selector, though. That's what I want to check.
Affinity, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Affinity are parts of the contains.
Yeah, okay. I mean, let's keep it there. And we see when we pick it up. Blog posts, OS Builder again. So, okay, some of these tickets are old, probably replaced or are going to be closed. And I see this is nested. Yeah.
We clean up the one that are already covered.
Yeah, I mean, it is already, Aurora Board is already the back end of the operator. Pilar, thanks for sharing this. This is just an epic of all the things we did, which is almost done. Yeah. All right. I don't think there is a lot of work left for the operator, although there are many tickets linked here, but probably going to be closed. For Hadron, what we already discussed, plus this is docs, right? Quick start, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Security audits, we already asked for it and they don't do. Maro, can you remind me
Yeah.
what they said?
I don't think such mechanism exists, such process, neither on the we asking to organizations. I don't remember the name right now. We also ask, with other OSs, and they don't have such a thing. I think it would only be about having maybe some code reviewed. That can definitely be done. Yeah, so maybe we need to reshape what we expect from this card.
Or if we don't know, we just close it and get back to it if we have a better idea of what we want to ask them. I mean, we have
Sure.
code, obviously, but it's what we give them random repos. Hey, take the Hadron repo and check it. I mean, we can do that, right?
No, but I mean, the code would be more like, here is this Go library needs to be evaluated for security. Just a Docker file, I don't think we're gonna get easily feedback.
Personally, I don't see much value in this because our request is not clear, then the outcome is not clear, then I don't see much value. So from my side, maybe we just close it. But yeah, it was just an idea. If it doesn't work, we just close it. Okay, and this is part of the to-do list. With this one we discussed last time. All right, I mean, it feels like we're already onto this release. We are already working or have done some work on some parts of it. So let me just go, because some of the tickets are already there. For example, the quick start, the specific kernel, these are part of the upcoming release. We already have them in this list. The labels too. So just to identify, there is some work to be done on copy. Some of us have to review it. Some of us have to prepare a demo, discuss it, and then maybe cut a release. So there is some work left for this. And then we have the labels. That's another ticket. I'm thinking you, William, because you already expressed interest in picking it up. So there is some left for William at least. Then we have some reviews. There is this which needs investigation how to make it a system extension. Some channel, like we said about the release, create videos, improve landing pages. And from my side, I have to actually, let's move it there. That's what I'm currently doing. Update docs, maybe migrate docs like we were discussing on GitHub, or maybe another page in our docs for the operator, and do quite some QA on this. We have automated tests, but I really want to check some things before we actually cut a release. So it feels to me we have some tickets. I would just go and check the issues list to see if there is anything urgent or something we have to check. Give me a second. Issues. No, let's see. So we discussed this one. OSV scanner configuration.
Mainly about changing the way we're doing the OSV scanner so that it checks all the different Kairos binaries or libraries at the moment of release, basically, so that we can actually know whether there's a CVE before the release. Yeah.
Okay, I think we can pull this in If we all agree it's useful.
Yeah.
So we have it on the
Good,
next
yes.
release. Yeah, okay. Let's put it in progress so I can find it there. And then I'll put it at the bottom because it's maybe we can have it before the patch release we were discussing. So there. Free Web3 security review for
Oh
that
my
spam.
god.
That sounds like we should immediately ban the user, huh?
Yes,
Hello,
please.
team.
Is this the same guy that has been sending emails to the Kairos IO
I hope not.
staff?
I don't think so.
Jesus Christ. Just block him.
Yeah, I'm
Report.
gonna
Fuck
report.
this.
Yeah, there's a process to report and I can't do it right now, but yeah, I leave it there. Anybody who
I'll do it.
sees that, yeah, please report. I did last time and they removed even the ticket, I think. Kerosene does not find K3's version from flag.
Docs, right? You answer it, I think.
I replied, and we need, we need Docs. I'll pull it in because it's actually it's confusing. We mention a command that doesn't work,
Yeah.
and we don't mention what the version should be, so that has to happen. I'll put it in progress and put it back. It needs a label. It has a label. All right, put it there. It's an easy fix. Landing page is already in the board. This is already in the board. Tooling to automatically generate documentation from the help, I guess.
Yeah. We discussed this last week, I think. This is about generating the config stuff and so on, right?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was the audio
I wasn't
generation.
there. Do we pull it in or is it
AI.
not target now?
It's AI, Ettore. It's easy.
Yes, indeed.
What do I do? Should we pull it in? Arts flag should be passed to Kang. Okay, I have this in mind. It's part of the operator. So, and this is the Coco ticket. Yeah, I don't see any new tickets, and you said you already discussed that. So I think we are good. Let me go back to the board. Let's have a look. Does anybody feel we need to plan more things?
We should also mention that in 3 weeks you can meet us at KubeCon. So if anyone is joining and wants to see us, we have a bunch of activities there. We will have the booth twice in the week. There's talks by different members of the team. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm there from Sunday for the maintainer summit, and I'm leaving on Wednesday. And I think Mauro, you're from Monday, and then also on Thursday.
Until Wednesday. Until Thursday.
Yeah, and William, you're there
The whole week. Yeah, I'll be there also.
whole week. All right. So yeah, make sure you come by the Project Pavilion area and you talk to us. It's nice to meet in person when we have the opportunity. And I think that wraps the call. Let me stop sharing. How do I? Anything? Any last minute things?
Perfect timing.
All right, guys. Have a good day,
Good day,
good
everyone.
week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.